That's nice. That's great. It's all well and good, so where is he?
What?
Where is he? Where's my dad?
Come on, how dare you?
How dare I? How dare you?
Guys, The Mandalorian didn't save Star Wars. He killed it. I need to start this video by prefacing to everyone watching, I prefer movies to television. So I have a biased point of view in terms of what I think the best direction is for big IPs like Star Wars. With that being said, I am sick and tired of sitting here and pretending like The Mandalorian is Empire Strikes Back on the small screen. And this isn't going to be a dunk on The Mandalorian video. I'm going to hit every single Star Wars TV show and why I think the success of The Mandalorian hurt Star Wars for the foreseeable future in a really bad way, because we did not try to put our efforts into making any more Star Wars movies. We said, we'll do TV for the time being, and now, I burped, and now there's so much pressure riding on these next few Star Wars movies, because if they are not good and the TV shows continue to do what they do, which is nothing, Star Wars as a brand will cease to exist in the minds of people other than people going, oh yeah, Star Wars, it's fine, I guess. It's all right, it's cool. In the grand old debate of quantity versus quality, you have to do a lot to get good at the thing you want to do. So you have to continue to make movies, and eventually you will crack the code on how to get to the hearts and minds of every single Star Wars fan out there. You're not going to please everybody, but you can please the masses. But the fact that we've taken such a long break from movies, and the only movies that we've seen is a Solo spinoff that was fine, a Rogue One spinoff that went to production hell in the third act saved the movie, a sequel trilogy that's been kind of and then we've just taken a break. So they don't yet know how to make a good Star Wars movie because they've made a bunch of mediocre television. TV shows inherently lower the standards of the viewer. What do I mean by that? Are there great TV shows out there? Yes, Breaking Bad, Game of Thrones. When you watch a TV show, knowing you can just press play on the next episode, or the next episode is coming out in a week, if that TV show is just you can go, well, that one didn't work for me. We'll see what happens next week. And to some people, that might be a good thing. But to the creators making these TV shows, who are human beings after all, you have to think they know that they have time to build up to something, which means that once and a while, a TV show might only be in there to show Baby Yoda use the Force. Because the egg episode in The Mandalorian is one of the most boring wastes of time ever. Other than Baby Yoda using the Force, it's The Mandalorian for 35 minutes trying to get an egg to a bunch of Jawas. And there are so many episodes peppered throughout the Star Wars universe like that it makes me lose my mind to think that Star Wars is in a place right now where it's just, maybe the next episode will be good, because it's so damn hard to make a good TV show. And Star Wars is not conducive for television, because most of the people that watch Star Wars want to see people cut off other people's heads with the lightsaber and use the Force and hear the John Williams music. And when you have a show like Andor that's actually a real TV show instead of a long drawn out movie, and it takes its time to do little arcs, the creator of the show, Tony Gilroy, described each 3-episode structured arc as jab, jab, uppercut, jab, jab, uppercut, until we get to the finale. And that was such a good TV show, but people don't want to see a Star Wars TV show, so there's a lot of fans out there who said Andor was boring. Andor is literally Better Call Saul in space, or Game of Thrones in space. It is what good television is, but because Star Wars is in the title, it's boring. So you have episodes like the Hey Mando episode with Jake Carnivale, or the episode where he's being attacked by a spider to save some frog people, that mean absolutely nothing, and it's just jingling keys in front of the Star Wars audience who wants action-adventure. And we let it slide because the end of season 2, CGI Luke Skywalker shows up. And look, is it possible to make a great Star Wars TV show? Sure it is. But think about this. If you go onto Netflix and you see Stranger Things, one of the best TV shows ever created, and it was made for Netflix. If you go to the TV tab on Netflix, for every single Stranger Things, there's 1,000 TV shows that you wouldn't dare click on because it's really hard to make a compelling, interesting, not boring television show. And when you add the Star Wars IP to it, it's damn near impossible. Every single TV show we've gotten has been whatever. The Mandalorian seasons 1 and 2, I think, are fine. People put it on this pedestal like it's the best thing ever. I think it's fine. I think season 3 was borderline terrible. The only good thing about it to me was the stunt casting, where everybody hated Jack Black and Lizzo showing up. I was like, whoa, at least this is something. Boba Fett's terrible. Obi-Wan is the most egregious thing to ever happen to Star Wars because that is a story deserved to be told in 2 hours and 20 minutes in IMAX theaters. Not a 6-episode TV show where you have to add subplots that nobody wants to see. We want to see Anakin and Obi-Wan go head to head one more time. And the fact that I didn't get to see that in a movie theater is a disgrace. Andor I love, but people think it's boring. We're only getting another season, so you don't have to worry about that anymore. And Ahsoka's weird. If you liked Rebels, you probably liked it, but if you've never seen Rebels, you didn't know what the hell was going on, and there's some weird prequel-esque dialogue, and there's some moments that are just like not exciting. There's no fanfare when certain characters meet certain characters or use weapons they haven't used in a long time, and I don't know where it's going for that movie. And if Luke Skywalker shows up in that movie, it better be a real freaking person, because I cannot take another second of CGI AI Luke Skywalker. Aren't we all supposed to be pissed off and afraid that people are using AI, but we're okay with a deep fake Luke Skywalker when there's somebody out there who can be Luke Skywalker and capture the essence of what Mark Hamill did? We have to grow up and cast real people. We have 2 Solos and everybody survived. We've got 2 Obi-Wans and everybody survived. We've got multiple canon voice actors for characters we know and love. We've got 2 Landos. Everything will be okay if we recast Luke Skywalker. And if I see CG Luke in the theater, I'm going to throw my popcorn up into my friend's popcorn bucket next to me. Look, this maybe was just a reason for me to vent about why I don't like television for big IPs. I feel the same way about the MCU. But the real thing we have to understand is that Star Wars in the theater has not been in our minds for a while. And we have a bad taste in our mouth from how the sequel trilogy was handled. I think there's some enjoyment with a lot of those movies, but overall, you can't deny that they kind of shit the bed. And now we've had such a long time, and we've had so many mediocre, episodic, boring stories that Star Wars is in this weird limbo where it's like, Like, I'd rather be pissed off leaving The Rise of Skywalker than watch Obi-Wan and go, it's fine. Because at least I'm feeling something. I'd rather them take a massive swing and it be terrible than play it safe because it's on a streaming service and it be whatever, in one ear, out the other. I don't care. And if they don't take big swings with these movies, it's going to fall on deaf ears. If they do take big swings with these movies and they whiff, we're done. And it took them 5 TV shows to make a good one in Andor, and people think it's boring. So they have no idea what to think at Lucasfilm. As much as they are to blame, we are also to blame, because we sent them constant mixed signals. And because they've taken such a long break from movies, it's more likely that the next few movies that come out are more along the lines of the ones that came out before in terms of the sequel trilogy and the spin-offs than they will be close to the original trilogy, which is what everyone has been clamoring for. And it is because of these TV shows. Thank you for indulging me. There was a lot to say there. I need to get that off my chest. I hope you thought it made any sense at all. Comment below if I'm crazy, if you think I'm right, if I have a point. What are your thoughts on everything? Are you excited for the new movies? I mean, I am. It's Star Wars. I can't wait to see Star Wars in the theater again. And I'll give The Acolyte a chance. I'll give all these shows a chance. I'm never going to not give anything a chance. What about my uncle? Did you give him a chance? Please be sure to drop likes, drop comments, and subscribe. It is free after all, no charge to you. I love you guys, and I'll see you next time.